Good morning. Good morning, Facebook. Y'all actually got to get on first today. Let's check our connection over here on Instagram. Good morning, guys. Good morning. I feel like I'm super, super close to the camera in Facebook land. Good morning, guys. Good morning. It is me on a Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock. I don't know who's on. It's not showing me yet. Good morning. Good morning, Danella. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, guys. Hey, Robin. It's me, Shavetta Belton, the owner of Divine Oasis Salon and a stylist at Divine Oasis Salon. Hey, Diane. I am also a motivational speaker. Hey, Rita. I'm also a motivational speaker. I'm actually a life coach. And you know, I just started saying this in my introduction last week, so I'm breaking my introduction up a little bit, because it's gonna walk us right into, what are you waiting on? I'm actually also an educator. And the reason I found myself struggling in that place to say that I am an educator is simply because I just did not believe. So hey Antoinette, so when it came to it, when you're out here introducing yourself and you're introducing yourself and you're telling, especially going live and doing a segment. I used to call it a segment. I find myself a lot of times now saying, "Oh, my show on Wednesday mornings at 7." And so when you're doing, hey Tiffany, when you're doing your introduction, or when you're preparing your elevator speech, they tell you to pull out the things. Hey Chandra, they tell you to bring out the thing. You got this amount of time to say who you are. You have this amount of time so people could get to know you. You can sell yourself that quick, which is a good thing that you learn. But sometimes in doing that, we forget, or better yet, how about this? Because we're going to talk about me. Hey Pamela, hey guys over here on Instagram, because I don't see full names. I don't know all the time who I'm speaking to in Instagram. Hey guys. So, a lot of times we don't say our whole title, or we don't introduce ourselves completely. One probably is because, and we're going to talk about me, like I said. I wasn't sure about walking in it. Hey Sabrina, I wasn't sure about walking in it. Not because God didn't tell me, not because I hadn't been shown, not because I hadn't been encouraged, not because I'm not capable, but I wasn't ready. Good morning, Shanta. You're on live. Hey, Stacy. Because I wasn't ready. And so how many of us are sitting in the place and we're waiting for something big to happen? We're waiting for something to take forth. We're waiting on something to take root. But we're just waiting. We're waiting either for somebody to tell us that's where we're supposed to go, or have somebody to put us on a path when God has already told us, when God has already shown us, when He's just waiting for us. But we're looking for all of the what if times, or maybe this is going to take place, or I'm going to just wait just a little bit longer because it probably ain't time. And so we're trying to figure out why we're moving, but we're not moving. I take one step forward and I feel like I get pushed 2 steps back. Or I'm moving this way, but it doesn't seem like I'm seeing anything. It doesn't seem like anything. Hey, Tootie, anything is manifesting. Anything is moving forward. Things don't feel right. I feel like I'm stuck. Because you're doing things and you're able to do them, but are you doing the thing that He called you to do? Are you? Hey, Tracy, it's good to see you, Tracy. I pray all is well with your father. So at this moment, you're sitting there, you're going, I want these things. Hey, Jamie, why aren't these things manifesting? Why does it feel like I'm stuck? I feel like, once again, I take 2 steps forward and I get pushed 2 steps back. What is going on, God? Why does it feel like this? Why do I feel stuck? Why do I feel, hey, niece, why do I feel this way? But are you moving? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you doing what you want to do? Because just because it's what you want to do does not mean that's what your assignment is. Maybe that's not what he called you to. So you're sitting here, hey, Meta. And so you're sitting here and you're trying to figure out, hey, Miss Carolyn, hey, Nay. So you're sitting here trying to figure out, good morning, Courtney. Trying to figure out why do I feel like I'm making strides and I'm moving forward, but I feel stuck. I'm not getting fulfillment. I'm doing it and I may be making some money on it, or I may be being fulfilled in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But this thing doesn't feel like it's moving. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything. Maybe because you're doing the wrong thing. Maybe you're doing what you want to do and not what he's called you to do. Have you ever just stopped and asked, now, God, what am I supposed to be doing? God, what would you have me to do? And not rushing to get to doing that thing before you stop and wait for him to answer. Then if you're anything like me, you know good and well what you're supposed to be doing, but you make up 50 excuses for it. So at the end of 2017, when I got my license to be a educator, I finally finished up what I was supposed to finish. The crazy part was I had said in the old salon, and I said, I'm going to go ahead and get this paper done. I'm going to go ahead and get this taken care of because I feel like I got to complete this. I just felt the urge to complete my instructor's license. I have the urge to complete my instructor license. That was what I saw it as. Hey, Edward. Hey, Quantisa, in Instagram world. I just had the urge to complete my license, right? Well, for me, I wasn't going to teach. I was going to motivate, inspire, and, just looking for what was my next. I was going to have my coaching business, everything, even though he had told me to take a break on trying to launch ShavettaBelton.com as a coach after I had a big launch and all this. He told me to sit still. However, I felt led to go get my license. I was like, oh, he must be telling me I can't leave nothing incomplete. And that is what I stood on. I have to complete this task so I can move on to my next. And so I can move on and do what I want to do, right? And that's what I was saying at the end of 2017. So when I went, and then back up a little bit. In December, it was October. I was headed in to get the stuff for the launch of ShavettaBelton.com. And I ran into the instructor who I was under for my instructor's license. And Ms. Neal said to me, girl, when you gonna do it? You need to get this together because you need to get to teaching. And I was like, no, Ms. Neal, I got to get the paper. It's crazy that you met me in front of this Walmart on Killian Road because, yes, I have to get the paper. I have to get the paper so I can complete the task. However, it's just so I can complete it because I can't continue to go into another year without things being completed. And I knew, y'all, he had told me, but that's what I was standing on. I just need to complete this task. So that's what I did. So I went back, did all my paperwork. I don't need anything. Y'all, Siri be all in our conversations. So I was like, I just need to complete it. And that's what I told Miss Neal. And I told her, I got it. I'm going to make you proud of me. All I was saying was, I'm going to make you proud because I'm going to complete this task. That was it. So I completed the task. By December, I got the letter in my hand. I was excited. No, Denise, it has not. I was excited. I got the phone call. Miss Rob called me. She said, Shavetta, everybody else got their test grades. You didn't get yours? I was like, oh, I don't know. Y'all, that's how unconcerned I was about that license. How I could care less about that license was because I did it because I just thought I had to complete it. So how many things have you known God is giving you to do, to take care of, to handle, and you're just thinking it has to be completed because it's not what you want to do. It's not what you feel like you can do, and you think it's something else. So I got my paper. I got on Facebook Live. I clicked the button and I went live, and I was like, God, you know, this ain't nothing but God. This license. Hey, Yolanda, I miss you, Pooh. Hey, LaShawn. Hey, Tanisha, I got that paper. I hit the live button, and I said, I got my license. This is God's license, and da-da-da-da-da. And I meant it from my heart, y'all. But I wasn't going to do nothing with that license. I was going to put it on the shelf, and it was going to be beautiful. And, I would be able to add it into my, who I am if I decided to, right? So the license is, I got the license. Moving on to 2018, 2019, doing everything. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and say 2020, the beginning of 2020. Shavetta is doing what Shavetta want to do. I took a break from live news. Shavetta's doing what Shavetta wants to do. But I still got this license, right? So I'm doing what I want to do. And I'm handling it the way I want to handle it. And so I'm sitting there with this piece of paper, right? I put it on the shelf. How many things have he given you and you've taken it and put it on the shelf because you don't think that it's where you're supposed to be? You don't think that it's needed. You don't think that it's part of what you're supposed to be doing. It was just a task to complete so you don't have anything open. It's a lot of us in that place where we're sitting and we just did a check mark on something. We've completed it. So God, here you go. I completed it. And he looking at you like, no, go back because that's your assignment. Good morning, Julie. That should go back and pick that up. But you like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I'm supposed to be over here. Hey, Angie, I'm supposed to be over here. I'm supposed to be doing this. Because that's what you desire. That's what you want. That's what'll please your flesh. That is what will make you happy. So then if you're doing it unto your own self, then you can't be doing it for God. So if it's just something just to please your flesh and please you, then you're not on assignment. That's just what you chose to do. That's just what you desire to do. And so at the end of the day, when he tell you to go back and pick that thing up, go back and get it. Because a lot of times what we have to realize too, it's steps in this thing. And you're not going to get to skip the steps. You're not going to get the wristband like you have. Some things may happen for you quicker. He may shift things fast because you're in order. But at the end of the day, this ain't Disney World. You can't use your fast pass to get at the front of the line. Sometimes you have to go through the steps. Not saying that he can't bring you, move things fast. Y'all saw my movement. My brain was doing it before my mouth. However, you can't, not saying that he can't push you to the front. He can it can happen if you're in order. But if you think you're going to sit here with your want, with what you're wanting and not moving in the way he told you, you going to stay right there. Your fast pass ain't working. Try it again another day. Try it again another day. Because that fast pass ain't going to work. Let's see. I don't know. I can't read my comments. So Unlimited God uses this. Okay? So, at the end of the day, what is it that he gave you that you're sitting there with that because it doesn't feel good, because it's not what you want to do, because it's not what you saw in your vision, not the vision he gave you, but in the vision that you created for yourself, on this mind map, on this goal setting sheet, on this thing, because sometimes we pick up notepads and we pick up things and we try to get these goals done, but we don't seek him first. We don't go into prayer. We don't fast and pray. We just go, I'm going to sit right in front of this paper and this is what I'm going to put out. And you start writing out what you want. And you're all in your flesh when you're doing so. And when you're struggling and don't see the manifestation of these things, you're thinking, this can't be. But maybe it's just that it's because it ain't what he designed for you. It's not what he has for you. Or you got all the things you want at the top and then everything he wants at the bottom. If you think you're going to get what's on top that's of you before you get what he got for you, it ain't going to work. You can dibble dabble in it and you can see a glimpse of maybe what will take root. Because it probably is something for later. But you trying to figure out why I can't make this thing work. Why this program not working? Or why is this one thing that I'm trying to do, I done wrote out, why is it not taking root? Why is it not doing right? Why is it not gaining traction? Why is it not giving me what I need? And it's not because you hadn't gone back and done the first thing I gave you to do. Sorry, y'all. You hadn't done the first thing you were supposed to do. You hadn't taken care of what you were supposed to take care of. So we all know I use my own self. I use myself as an example. So we're going forth, right? And I pulled that license also in 2019. In March of 2019, I was asked to teach my first class, right? Which was a color class. And I was nervous and I was like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. But of course, hey, Valori, I had my support system from the salon. The girls, they show up and they support and they're present, right? So I taught the color class. Mind you, in the salon, people tell me all the time, Shavetta, you do teach. You'll show a haircut in a minute. You'll show this in a minute. You'll do this. Hey, Tamika, but that's in the comfort of my own salon where I'm with my family, where we work in our house. It's our house. So then you freely move in certain places because it's familiar. It's familiar. So in that place, you were at the class, Denise. It was familiar. And so everybody, I was like, okay. And then they encouraged me. You got this, Vetta. You can do it. And it was a great cheerleading team, right? So we get there and the class was amazing. I don't feel like I taught a whole lot of color then because it was a lot more than that. But I had the support of them and it helped me. But I still refuse to call myself an educator. But I still refuse to walk into that thing. Hey, Joy, it was Joy's CEU class. I showed up, but it was easy to show up if you have people encouraging you. I did do some color, but it wasn't a whole lot of color in that class. However, it's easy to show up when you have everybody with you. It's easy to show up when you have the people believe in you and telling you can do it. Hey, Candy. So you're sitting there and I showed up, but I still wouldn't call myself an educator. Coming into 2020, I still never said I was an educator. And so even when I did the introductory for Take a Sip of Morning Motivation, I go through being a salon owner. I go through being a stylist. I go through being a life coach. I go through all the things that I've gained, okay? All the things, all the accolades that I've accomplished that I want to deal in. All the accolades that I put in work for, that I believe, right? That I believe are where I'm supposed to be. Now, owning the salon, I didn't mind saying that. A stylist in the salon, I was bitter about that for a long time. For a long, long time. Because I felt like I was forced to go back. Right, an author. I just started adding that one. But and speaker. These are things I freely said, but I never said educator. I think if you look back at any of the lives, you'll never hear me say educator. Somebody over here on Instagram said the class was a blessing just by showing up. Amen. To God be the glory. But y'all know, so I think it was up until last week that I honestly, in my introduction of who I am, said educator. And it's because it was in a few weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, I decided, hey, Elizabeth, I decided, hey, Tiffany, I decided that I was going to stop running and I was going to just let my yes be my yes and really accept where, hey, Teddy, accept what God said or what he showed me. Hey, Mama Carolyn, what God said for me to do, the way he told me to operate. Denise would always used to, I think it was Denise. Denise would go, man, she would always tell me I'm supposed to be in the salon. I'm supposed to be doing hair. And she might have been the one that would tell me, all of them would tell me, Vetta, you're supposed to educate. You're supposed to teach. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Because in my limited mind, I'm not going to a classroom. I'm not, are you going to be the right, niece? I'm not going in no classroom. I don't want to go in a classroom. I don't want to do that. I found out every excuse why I shouldn't be an educator. I found every excuse why I shouldn't do, why you used to send me back to the salon all the time. Why literally every excuse why I didn't want to be an educator. When all actuality, I felt like I couldn't. All I saw was my shortcomings. All I saw was the things that I used, little me. The things that little me, Tip says she said it. All the things in little me, instead of me seeing her, but letting go of her, allowing her to take her rest. Because you are not an active part of my story. I kept making her an active part. I kept making her an active part of my life when she had to die. She had to go and take a rest because she's a crutch. She was something I used, not being able to read fluently, not being able to process things. Heck, she lazy. All the things in her I used to try to depend on was keeping me from moving forward, from doing what I was called to do. So it wasn't until maybe, I'd say about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was just finally like, God, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to do it my way. I'm tired of being the one holding me up. Because see, we sitting out here looking at people and we're being judgmental, or we have our own thoughts on how they should do this, but what are you doing? How are you moving? So how you going to sit and be judgy and judgmental when you still sitting in the same spot? How you going to point out everything they need to do differently, but you ain't moving? You still sitting. You're still stuck. What are you going to do? So you're sitting there and you done found out 50 reasons why you can't, because he ain't never told you couldn't. He's been sitting there telling you, I didn't do it. And you try to figure out why you have no passion, no momentum, can't get up, you stuck. Because you're not doing what I sent you to do. So get up. So I'll never forget, it was 2017. And I was at a conference. And it was said to me, you thought that it would be your sisters, but it's you. And I was looking, oh, girl. At that conference, I still wasn't even grabbing on to the fact of being an educator. I still wasn't. My mom had her master's degree in education. in history. Hey, Joy. In history, and the woman smart. Let us be in a bind. I can say this now because I done graduated and I'm done. Let us be in a bind and be in the late night hour. Hey, Nisha, in the late night hour, Naomi would grab a pen and paper and help her child out. Smart. But I never saw myself. Twanda, smart. Sean, smart. Shanta, smart. Angie, smart. Damien, smart. Shavetta never saw herself as being capable to be what my sisters were. I pulled on Shanta a lot more because she would tell me her weaknesses, right? She would explain to me what her struggles were. And so then I was like, oh, I got somebody I can identify with. Because the rest of them jokers, I didn't see that. So I'm sitting there, nope, I can't do it. But it wasn't until 4 weeks ago, y'all, that I said, God, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to do it my way. I surrender. Hands up. I'm tired. I surrender. My yes is my yes. And for real, whatever you say, I'll do. And just like that, things shifted. An opportunity opened up that I'm going to tell y'all, sitting in Paul Mitchell in 2010 as a student, not when I was working for them, but as a student, I sat at that table and I had dreams and I had aspirations. I had desires. I could physically see myself on the stage doing some things. I could see myself going places, right? And, right, niece. And I could physically see it, right? And during the course of time, I was going strong. I was going steady. And doors opened up there because I think I graduated, and 10 days later, they hired me into management. Hey, Nigel. They hired me into management, and I started being the future professional advisor. And because I love people, I just knew that's what I was supposed to do, right? But I think it was a blessing because I built relationships I wouldn't have ever built. At conferences, I got to see Beverly Hills. I got to see places that I probably wouldn't have paid a ticket to just go see. But he set things up for me. I got paid 2 times more than I was being paid at Blue Cross before I lost my job after being there for 10 years. So the things that he gave me were amazing. He set me up, right? He had me right where he wanted me, and he set me at tables that I probably wouldn't have ever sat at. But I can remember during the course of time and being at the salon on Raven Road, right? Not Raven Road, that's where we are now. In the Summit. And I can remember Denise. I think it was Denise, and it might have been Kelly too. But I know Denise, when she got out of school, when she got there, and Denise came in one day, and I think she had on her rip tights, her boots, her skirt. Denise has this look that she would do, and it was like her on the stage look, when she would be coming to do her platform artistry work, right? And so I used to just always push, and I put, Niece, you can do it. Niece, why you can't? You can be a platform artist. Niece, we would always be like, Niece, you can, you got it. First of all, I'm going to say this out loud on Facebook land, and I think thousands and thousands are going to see it. Not because I want them to, not because I want them to see it, but it's going to be something that helps somebody, right? So, but this is going to be a call to action for Denise in a sense. I can still see Denise on that stage doing what her heart desired, right? And I mean that. I mean that from like the bottom of my heart. I could see her doing it. I remember those days she came in with so much vigor and so much joy about doing it and feeling like she could. But I also saw my sister friend lose fire like I did. Because sometimes we get in our own way. And I believe that Denise can. And I believe Denise will. I know that she will, because what I never wanted for my girls, and the reason I had to stop and look why, and I pray that the fire is reignited in you. I pray that it is, because you have a gift and you have an ability, and it's people in this world, Denise, that need to see you. It's people that's waiting on you to show up. So I pray that the fire is reunited in you, that it takes back root, that it does not go dead. You have so much to give, and it's so many women that only you can speak to. And the same way you told me, you better do what you're supposed to do. I'm telling you, Denise, do it. That desire didn't come from just nowhere. And that's what I had to realize. That desire wasn't just a desire that I had. He put that in me. He had me sitting at that table, sitting there gazing and looking and trying and believing that I could. Believing. And I allowed myself to get caught up where I'm in a temporary place, supposing to help and shift lives for a temporary time. I took my eye off the prize. I got caught up in everything else. I got caught up in building a business. Hey, Damo, I got caught up in building a business. Hey, Sham, I got caught up in more clients in my chair. I lost sight of what God sent me to do. Because if we don't do it on the platform He's called us to do it on, we won't complete our assignment. Do it His way so you can move forth. Do it His way so you can be what you're supposed to be. It's people waiting on us. I say it every week. Go do what you're supposed to do so the people who waiting on you could be who they supposed to be. And I mean that. You know, for the longest, I was like, I need a tagline like everybody else. Like MJ goes, get in here, best friend. And I love it. It tickles me every time. Tap, tap, tap. Tell you, you know, be great or something. You know, don't go messing up nobody else's day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something, but that's the thing. And the reason I can say that so fluently is because I've sat and I've waited. I've sat and I've done the half work. And so it's people out there waiting on me to show up so they can be who they're called to be. Some people just need to be in your presence one time. To shift, to move, to do. Sometimes only once. Only once. But if you're not where you're supposed to be, then they will never encounter you. They will never get to see you. But the day I released that I needed to educate, I was going to do what God has sent me to do. I was going to do it boldly. I was going to do it scared. I was going to show up. An opportunity opened up for me. That, mind you, blew my mind, because after having the conversation with the person, they were just calling me to ask me to be on their podcast because they knew I had a story to tell. But by the end of the conversation, God had already set it forth. First of all, because I showed up where He told me to show up. I accepted the assignment He gave me. Not the one I wanted, because I promise you I didn't want it. I figured I can just go ahead and skip and continue to do life coaching, continue to be a speaker, continue to do these things. You think you're going to be able to do that and not do what I called you to? When I finally went back to the salon and stood behind that chair proudly with a graceful heart, an obedient heart, a clear mind, focused on Jesus, that's when things change, even in my chair. When I tell you that the shortcuts that I've always desired to have in my seat, the bobs I desired to have in my seat. Not that I won't do long hair. But what I love is shortcuts. What I love is for somebody to come in with a bald spot on the side and cover those things. Being able to transform someone. Those are the things I love. Hey, Keisha. And the day I showed up and stood behind that chair in the proper posture, in the proper way, that's when he started allowing the money to come and the people to come. But y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, that right there didn't manifest until after the pandemic. Because I'm telling you, the work that started while I was sitting at home was major surgery. And he took me through so many surgical rooms to where I was like, this wound not healed yet. This wound not healed yet. He was like, it don't matter. But the song that I kept hearing last night and I fell asleep to was Refiner. I think it's on Maverick 2. My nephew, Chandler Moore, sings that song. And I never, when I used to hear it, I was like, that's a song that you're like, because that's a commitment song. But that song, and that's the song I went to sleep to last night. But it was a lot of surgery that had to be done. But I'm telling you, the manifestation from that surgery, the manifestation of being obedient, that manifestation of you putting your hand in his hand, the manifestation of you doing the work that's uncomfortable, the work that wear your brain out, wear your whole brain out. Antoinette, and I hadn't forgot you owe me something. I meant to call you yesterday, but I'm going to call you out on Facebook Live so I have witnesses. You got something in you and you need to do it. It's time for you to stop sitting on it and actually activate it. It's your season. Just go ahead. You don't need nobody else to cheer you on. You don't need anybody else to tell you what you need to do. You know what you need to do. And do the work to get it done. And the enemy wants it to be a hard act for you to be pulling and tugging at it. Stop trying to do it in your natural and ask God to guide you through it. Tell him, God, send me to the people who need me to shift. Send me to the people who need me to go. Because see, the place is waiting on you. You just got to do your part so you can be who he's called you to be. Are you going to continue to be tired because you're operating wrong? So the thing is, you know, so how long you going to sit and do what you want to do? How long you going to sit right there? Hey, Kiwan. Hey, Nicola. How long are you going to continue to do what you want to do? You know, because you should be tired by now. You should be tired of not living the fulfilled life. And even then, y'all, I used to sit and be like, I want to die empty. I want to be empty. When I go home, when Lord see me, I want him to say, hey, Tandrea, I want him to say, well done, my good and faithful servant. I want to be empty. How you going to be empty, but you ain't even doing what you're supposed to do? You're going to leave here right full. You're going to leave here right full. Because you doing what you want to do. You're not doing what you're supposed to do or what you're called to. You're doing what you want to do. And because it didn't manifest the way you thought it would, because it didn't move the way you thought it would move, because you didn't believe it didn't take root the way you wanted to, you just tapped out. I promise you, if he told you, you going to get sent right back. I want to get kind of close for you. You going to get sent right back. Damien, you sitting on top of a gift. You're a nurse, first of all. Second of all, you're sitting there and you have knowledge beyond knowledge on lupus and that autoimmune disease. You know how it will rip a person's body up. You know how it'll tear a person up and down. And somebody's waiting on you to educate them on it. You can coach them through that. You can do that job from your home. But because you're stuck in your way, thinking that it's not going to be like that, or you can't do it, or you don't know if you have the strength, what you're doing is doing it for free. You're doing it for free, Damo, when people are out here paying people millions and millions of dollars for information they can't even use. Oh, but you have the knowledge and you have the heart to help these people with this autoimmune disease. And you're sitting at home in a place of struggle and you don't have to. God is saying it is time. Take everything that he has given you and put it to play. Bring forth what you're supposed to bring forth, Damo. You don't have to sit in that house and worry no more. All your worrying is over. Just trust him and say, God, how would you have me to help your people? Facebook, small group. They can pay you $10 a month for a Facebook group that you will give them knowledge. Damo, you are mailing out information left and right to people for free. People don't know the sacrifice that you make to give them what they need. They don't realize the days of tired you are. You sit there and you speak to them and you breathe life into them, and then you're out for 2 days later. They don't know. Stop giving it for free because he's blessed you with a gift that you can handle from your home. You do not have to go in anymore and struggle. It's just time for you to get up and do what he's called you to do. My God, do what he called you to do. Not what Damien wants to do, but do what he's told you to do. Do that. He's called you to greater. And you ain't got to want it. You ain't got to struggle no more. You ain't got to try to figure it out. He's giving you everything you need and you paid the price for it. That disease you living with, sis, you paying a price. That oil is expensive. Use it. Quantisa, get your license to educate. That means I've been telling you a long time, but that the Lord say move. Y'all, it's people out here waiting on us to do what we're supposed to do. It's people waiting on us. And we sit to trust to have an attitude. Because the ones we expect to be there for us ain't there. But let me get in close. And I'm going to ask you, how long you going to sit and be judgmental of the person who ain't moving and you ain't moving either? Take your mouth off people and you ain't doing what you supposed to do. Take your mouth off people because you ain't showing up. Miss Kathy, do the inner healing. And I think you've been doing it. I think it's a clear sight. As soon as you finish doing all the inner healing, you're going to be able to move. Because a lot of days your feet feel like bricks. And your heart is heavy. Seek him. Let him do the surgery on your mind and your heart. Miss Kathy Benjamin. So that you can move forth. You're a wealth of knowledge. And you can help so many. You just got to do the inner work so that you can get out of your own way and move into the manifestation of what he has for you. And I'm going to tell y'all, this journey of being on Facebook Live has taught me something. I was in the grocery store yesterday getting grocery because last week, if y'all paid attention, I didn't cook a whole lot. I was eating out. And I was like, I can't keep this up. You know, I can't keep doing this. I can't continue to spend this money. And before, eating out and spending money wasn't an issue for me because I was tired and I made money so I could spend money. And during this pandemic and during this time, it taught me, no, sis, no. You can't just spend money. You need to put something away. You need to start putting good things in your body so that you can be ready. So I'm sitting here and I'm in the grocery store and I'm shopping, right? I'm getting grocery. And an old client, and Miss Tanya, if you look at this or if you see it, hey, love, it was so good seeing you. She looked and she focused and we looked on each other's eyes. I was like, Miss Tanya. And she said, how's your vegan journey going? Now, mind you, everything in my basket right then was for me to make lasagna for my family, which is non-vegan. But I was shocked because I was like, oh, she look at my lives. And I say that to say to you, be who you say you are. Do what you say you're going to do. And show up the way you're supposed to show up. Because whether you know it or not, people are out there. Siri, I don't need anything. People are out there looking at you. People see you. That you don't even know. Over the last couple weeks, I've had people go, hey, are good live? And I'm like, you seen the live? Because I don't know who all is watching it. I don't know who all sees it. But I promise you, what I say on here, I live in real life. What I share here is either something I've been through or I'm going through. So watch how you show up. Don't live one way in the light and want to live another way in the dark and think people ain't looking. Don't ever think. So live a true life. Live a life that's pleasing to God. Live a life that you can really go, stand proud in. Live that kind of life. Don't be fake about it. You right, niece. You right. But as you're out here, you never want to mess up your witness. You never want to be one way and then you sitting there telling people how they should show up and what they should do and then you not. Are you sitting over here saying da-da-da-da-da, but then you live in da-da-da-da-da? You know what I mean? You don't ever want to look like that. And then you try to figure out, well, they don't ever listen to me. They don't listen because you're not doing what you're saying. You preaching one thing to somebody and you're pushing, but you're not doing it. And I found myself, yes, hypocrite. Even in my times of pushing the girls at the salon and the people who've worked with me, and I found myself pushing them. One, because I saw great in them. The other one was I knew what it felt like not to fulfill my dream. I knew what it felt like to fall short. And I knew what it felt like to feel like I wasn't going to get that opportunity ever again. Hey, Albert. I knew what that felt like. So I pushed and I pushed and I dug and I dug. Hey, Portia. And I dug because I wanted them not to miss out on their dreams. I wanted them not to miss out on the things that I felt they deserved. But I wasn't using that same energy for myself. I felt like my time was up. So just push the heck out of them so at least I could see somebody live the dream. I could see somebody on that stage. I could see somebody changing lives. I could see somebody doing it so I could stand back and be like, I'm proud. Look at them. They did it. I could celebrate them. Because at that very moment, I felt like my time was up. And in all actuality, when I'll never forget, it was after the 48-hour prayer call. And I had just gotten that whipping that day. It was a good whipping. It was a needed whipping. And it was said to me, you don't have much time, but God, we're going to renew the time. But you got to continue to move forward. And I didn't realize that at that time, how he was going to renew, what time he was renewing for me. I am so dedicated now to my health. I'm so dedicated to being a better me. I'm so dedicated beyond anything else to making God proud of me. to fulfill what he's given me, to do what he sent me to do. I ask in the morning now, honestly, and before I get on here, I say, Holy Spirit, you lead me. You guide me. This is take a sip of morning motivation is yours. It's not mine. So whatever you would have me to do, I'll do your will. And the day that I forget that take a sip of morning motivation ain't Shavetta, is you, then I've lost sight. But this is yours. And I only want to do your will. And I only want to do it your way. I want to touch the lives you assigned me to for this day. Because it fluctuates. It changes. It's never the same. My prayer is that my faith, my lives touch many of people. It get to go many of places. A new client said to me, and it was the most humbling experience. She said to me, I wanted my husband to see why I loved you so much, so we sat in the bed and watched your live. Y'all make sure you're in order. Make sure your heart is right. Make sure your mind is right. So that when you open your mouth, the things that come out your mouth are ordained and assigned by him and not yourself. Because you don't know how it will be used to help other people in their lives. I just want to do this unto God. He told me to do this. He gave me this assignment at the end of last year. Of course, we know me. I didn't start until February of this year. But I have never been so dedicated, even on our prayer call, to show up the way I'm supposed to show up. The days that I miss the call, it's because, honestly, I've slept over. But to show up and actually on Wednesday morning, before we even get on this call, to really have a scripture to give, one of the acts of Jesus. Like, I was so... I'm sorry, Instagram. I had been so in a place where trying to do the check marks, I didn't feel the fulfillment because I wasn't doing it in the right heart posture. My mind wasn't in the right place. I didn't work all those things out. And I was worried about sounding crazy. I was worried about not breaking it down right. When even in that group, it's no judgment. It's just to grow and be better. But how many places are we sitting and not doing it the way we're supposed to do it because we're worried about judgment? Ain't no judgment there. It's just growth. It's just a group of people that are on assignment that's showing up because that's where God told them to be and doing what they're supposed to do. So this morning when I got off, right before I got on live, right? And I gave it and I explained it the best way I could. I felt good about showing up. Not because I put a check mark, but because I did it unto God and I did it wholeheartedly. That place has helped me knock down so many walls. And I had an experience, it was yesterday. And I'm going to share this and we're going to get on off because I've been on here almost an hour. I had an experience yesterday and I woke up and I shared it, and I won't go into great detail, but I found myself dealing in a place of pride, jealousy, judgment, all these things. And I was like, why am I here again? Why does this thing keep rearing its head? Hey, Jonathan. And then one thing we've been taught is to get to the root of the problem, because all those little foxes eat away at the vine and it'll be messed up, right? So that's another, in Bible study we have been learning. So I'm sitting there and it's bothering me why this thing keep coming up. And I realize it's because you ain't get to the root of the problem. Go to the root. Rejection. Pride. Call out those things that you're operating in so that we can be past this, because we can't continue to visit the same things over and over again. These same things should not continue to be a problem in your life. Not saying these things may not come up, but it should be an instant. You rebuking it You repenting and it's done. You know what I mean? Those conversations. Because those are things that naturally happen. However, speak to that thing. So I had to deal with Shavetta, but y'all, I'ma tell y'all, it was beautiful. Because other times that I've dealt in those places, I would feel a tightness come in my chest. It would be like almost around my heart, right? And when I finally realized what it was, I spoke to that thing. I prayed about it, where it used to feel like it would do like this, and my chest would tighten. I would have a weight in my chest, and I would be trying to work it out, trying to get myself adjusted. Yesterday, it felt like it did this, and as soon as I prayed and sent that thing back where it belonged, it did just like this. And my heart was so free. And so I could feel in the natural what was going on spiritually. And that thing blessed my whole life. My whole life on yesterday. Because I really then saw growth. I really then knew that this walk I'm walking on, I'm getting it. Every day is a new day, and every day is a new trial. Every day other things may come up. But I'm taking the tools that I've been given. I'm not just sitting around with a notebook full of notes. But I'm taking the notes and I'm applying them to my life. I'm taking the word of God and I'm applying it to my life. I'm actually walking this thing out. I'm actually using the word of God as the footprint to get where I need to go. So I offer that to you. Stop waiting. Stop thinking you're not enough. You know what he gave you as an assignment. Go do it. Do it scared. Because he is waiting to blow your mind. Because if you're in his will and your hand is in his hand, it's only up from there. Do it. Do it scared. Do it unsure. Exercise your faith muscle. Get it strong. Like I got muscle. I ain't got no muscle. Do it. Because he waiting on you. Because I promise you, what I'm about to do, I'm doing it scared. You don't know why? Because at this point, he's taking me back to my Paul Mitchell days. But this is something I visibly dreamed of. This is something I've desired. And I know that I'm not worthy, but he saw fit to bless me. And for that, I tell him thank you. Because I'm able. Because he'll be with me. And that was one of the first things I said. Ain't nobody going with me. Can't nobody go with me. And I had said that like 3 or 4 times, and he had got sick of me. He said, I'm going to be with you. And I'm enough. And so I'm going to do it hand in hand with him. And this opportunity was not one I saw on the table. This opportunity was one that was far from my mind. Hey, Candace. This opportunity I didn't think was going to come. So I was trying, and it was crazy because a couple months prior, I had prayed and I had asked God. Instagram, if it hangs up on you, come on over to Facebook. Not a couple months, while we were in the pandemic, I asked God and I said, God, send me somebody who would lead me, show me cutting skills, some cutting ways, some different things. Now, mind you, y'all, I've been telling y'all I've been cutting since 15. Not that I'm perfect at it, not that I don't make mistakes, because you should always be learning. You should always be doing. But I was looking for something in the natural. I was looking for a fulfillment. I was searching for something. And I was really searching. And I was asking. So once again, there I go in the natural, pulling in my own way, trying to make this thing work, try to get these things to do what I wanted it to do. Excuse me, guys, for reaching like this. Instagram has shut down on them. And so I found myself in search for what I thought was next for me. You know, just pulling in search. I've lost my train of thought. I apologize. And I was searching for something. And he had it already worked out. But in my might, I was trying to do it. In my will, I was trying to do it. I was trying to make it work. I was trying to connect in any way, shape, form, or fashion that I could, because I thought that's how it was supposed to be. And he came in and did a flag on the play. And he showed up. And I never saw it coming. But can I be honest? It has always been a dream. It has always been a desire for me to teach at any of the schools or any platform from the school in which I came from. I just never thought I would be able to. And he has allowed me the opportunity. So I think it's July 22nd. I may or may not be on live. I'll let y'all know ahead of time because it's a Wednesday. And I laughed because I was like, Lord, this is bananas. You know, this is bananas. Amen, niece. Amen. And that is confirmation. That is confirmation, sis. Real talk. And so I was like, God, you do all the big stuff for me on Wednesday, right? But that will be my day. I will stand on a platform and teach my first cutting class at a Paul Mitchell school. And it's not the one I came from. It's not the school I graduated from. So I'm excited about it. I've been on this platform here several times in several different ways. And she even asked me, she said, what did that look like, you know, without going into too much? I said, yeah, they call me in Scooby and Disarray or whatever. They'll call me in for a guest artist spot. I go in and I motivate, inspire, love on them. She was like, yeah, I need that, but I need you to teach this. I need you to teach this. And I was like, huh? She said, what you think about that? I said, I'll do it scared. And for once, I said I'll do it scared because I wasn't putting on no airs. I wasn't putting on no fronts. I wasn't putting on a I got it together kind of thing. Nah. I was like, I'm just doing it. I had to be transparent. I had to be true. Tired of putting on shades and putting on hats and putting on stuff, trying to make it look like I'm cool and all right with this stuff. No, this stuff ain't always okay. This stuff don't. I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it because I know I'm called to do so. But what I'm not gonna do is let somebody else fulfill my assignment. I'm tired of that. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. So it's July 22nd. I will be, and I'll go further in detail closer to it, but I don't know if I'll be there. But what I'm saying to you all is, do what he's called you to do. Stop sitting around and playing these games. Do it scared, because if he sent you to do it, it's done. He just needs you to move your feet. He needs you to show up. Don't let nobody else fulfill your assignment. Don't leave here with stuff on the inside of you when you're supposed to be empty. Don't. Get on your live. Do what you're supposed to be doing. so many people out here moving and doing, and it looks good on you. Do it. I love you too, Miss Kathy. That's right, Jonathan. If you don't move your feet, you'll lose your seat. Niece, we're going to get that done. He going to send help. Help is on the way. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end. Because, once again, I've been on here an hour. And that ain't what I'm supposed to do. I'm Shavetta Belton, the owner of Divine Oasis Salon. I'm also a stylist at Divine Oasis. You're a short hair stylist. Look at here. I'm going to finish speaking that thing out. You're a transformational stylist. You're a stylist that will cover up the things you thought could never be covered up. And I don't know. Listen, I'm going to say this. For the ones of you all that have hair loss, are struggling with loss of hair, start anointing your head and praying and asking God to restore those places that are thinning, that are leaving. Speak life over your own self. Start believing that restoration can come. Ask him to send you to the trichologists that will help you through that journey. Stop sitting thinking that you can't have your hair back. Stop sitting and thinking that that is what, that it is no more and that you can't get it back. It is things that you can do, and it's people that's waiting on you to just call a number. But start anointing your head and speaking to those places where you have lack of hair. I started it this week out of nowhere. God, I believe that in this area, my hair will grow back. God, I believe that the thinness that I'm experiencing here and here will have the fullness that's over here. God, send me where I'm supposed to go. You got to start speaking life. You got to start knowing. You got to talk to your daddy about some things. Stop just taking the word that it ain't going to ever come back and doing all this stuff to your hair that's unhealthy. Because there's people out here that's telling you to do stuff, are putting things on your head that ain't good for you, and your hair end up falling out. And then you're in a worse place because you believed in them, but you didn't realize they was all about the money. They weren't caring about you. So, guys, once again, I'm getting off. I had to share that. I don't know who it's for. However, other than me, because I'm thin up here, honey. So, I say, I'm Shavetta Belton, the owner of Divine Oasis Salon. I am also your short hair stylist. I am also a life coach. I am a author now. And, guys, your books are coming, I promise. I am a life coach. And I freely say, as of today, without hesitation, that I'm an educator in the beauty industry. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for loving me. And always remember, everybody may not celebrate you, but you better celebrate yourself. Once again, get out there and do what you're called to so that the other people can do what they're supposed to be doing. They're waiting on you just to show up and be who you're supposed to be. So I end this sip of morning motivation with I love you. Oh, yeah, guys. Let me tell y'all something about my weight loss. I was 212, between 211 and 212 when I started this journey. Got on the scale this morning, and I'm officially 197. Whoop, whoop. So your girl is excited. My belts are too big. So I'm excited. I am truly excited. Guys, thank you for being on this vegan journey with me. I believe it is becoming a lifestyle change. I won't talk too soon. My 30 days are up. I think Jarrell told me on the 13th. So... and I kept saying the 10th. I was like, this stuff isn't adding up. But I believe it's the 13th is my 30 days. But I'm committed to living a healthier life. A life of longevity. A life where I'm able to be healthy and well enough. You see it in my face, sister? Healthy and well enough to fulfill the promises and the things that I'm supposed to do on this side before I go and live in a goodbye and bye, right? So guys, I love y'all, and have the best week ever. The rest of this week is going to be amazing. Go out there and crush every goal. The ones that he has given you, go ahead, get in there, get it done. Do it scared. Do it with every bone in your body shaking, but do it. Do it. Commit to yourself the way you push and push and pull on other people. You do that for you. Show up for you that same way. Guys, I love y'all with my whole heart. And I'm excited about your next just like I'm excited about mine. And I love y'all. Like, for real though. I do, and I appreciate the fact that y'all show up every Wednesday morning to hang out with me. That you don't count a robbery. So go have a great week. Go out there and crush them goals. Misha, I'ma try this push-up challenge I see you got out there. I'ma try it. So I may be a little behind, but I think I'ma try it. I'ma start tonight. But guys, I thank y'all and I love y'all. And I keep saying we're gonna have a question and answer, but it ain't popping off yet. We're gonna have it, it's gonna come. But I love y'all. Love y'all so much. Have the best day ever. Talk to you soon. Bye.